So I know turbulence has been in the news a lot. I get a lot of questions about turbulence in the comments. Well, I'm up here at 39,000 feet right now, out over the Atlantic Ocean, getting a little bit of turbulence, just light turbulence. It's clear skies, it's just clear air turbulence, very light. But how do we know if we're not going to get into severe turbulence like some of the news reports you've seen lately? So when our dispatchers are flight planning our route, they're looking at things like weather, including turbulence. So they do forecast turbulence, and that's what these orange areas are. Those are areas of known turbulence, and they can kind of forecast how strong that turbulence is going to be and where it's going to be moving. It doesn't just stay in one spot. The turbulence moves. You can see that there's lots of turbulence along the route over Italy. We're going to stay south of that. We also have weather charts, and these charts show areas of where there might be either thunderstorms, like convective activity, or clear air turbulence. It also shows kind of the rivers of strong winds. So this would be like a jet stream. So here's another, and like these basically show where the jet stream is. It's what these thick lines here are showing, kind of where the concentration of the highest speed wind is and what altitude that's at. So we want to get as close to these rivers of wind that we can, at least if they're going to give us a tailwind, because that's where the strongest winds are. We want to have strong tailwinds. It's going to get us to our destination faster, give us a faster ground speed, which is going to get us there faster and save fuel. But also, like a fast flowing river, you've seen rivers that have a lot of white water, where they whitewater raft and all of that stuff. You see a lot of the turbulent water flowing through those rivers, and so it flows just like water. So if there's any kind of disturbance in the atmosphere that these rivers of wind hit, it causes turbulence. And then we can see on this other map that area is right there, and it's showing that we're likely to have turbulence in that area. So we try to avoid that. It doesn't look like it's a very bad area of turbulence, but when we flight plan, we try to avoid those areas. Airlines do too. So when you're a passenger on an airline, they're flight planning the same way that we do. So you can see out in the Pacific Ocean today, several areas of turbulence, and it's a big area of some pretty strong turbulence out here, and this is actually the area that Singapore Airlines had the Boeing 777 encounter severe turbulence. So that's an area that we would definitely stay away from if we were routing across this area. But even though it's forecast, that area of turbulence is constantly changing and moving, and so a lot is dependent on pilot reports of turbulence. Airplanes that are going through that area will report back how rough it is. But sometimes those conditions change fast, and what might be light or moderate turbulence turns into severe turbulence pretty quick. So dispatchers, pilots, we all do what we can to avoid those areas of turbulence. But as things are constantly changing, sometimes it's just impossible to avoid it. So on this chart, it's showing that we have these fast-moving areas of wind. It's probably associated with the jet stream. And that kind of flows up to the north, comes back down over Europe. But we also have this kind of circular pattern of some high winds that is probably doing that because of some kind of atmospheric uh, disturbance. Good news is encountering severe turbulence is pretty rare. You do constantly get kind of light turbulence like what I'm getting right now, trying to hold this phone steady. Get into moderate turbulence, and it's uncomfortable, but it's still safe. The airplanes are built to withstand even severe turbulence. The biggest danger with turbulence is when the flight attendants have the big mill carts out, the mill and drink carts out, go flying. They're very heavy, and well, they have been known to go airborne, come down. But the best thing you can do as a passenger is just keep that seatbelt fastened.